Emmanuel Stewart.
They both go down in the corner. Arthur Mercant
introducing Lennox Lewis, Evander, the real deal, Holyfield.
Early in the night. Let's have a nice clean fight, touch gloves, and good luck to the both of you.
Only 3 men left in the ring, and we're underway. Lewis's job to fire his jab and his quarters. The chants in the background, Lewis. Here in the expensive seats, lays the jab out there, uses it as a rangefinder, and waits to land his right hand. The second of the two is the one who is rigging.
They complain about Evander Holyfield's cup being high. Then you come out and see Lennox Lewis is wearing his cup almost up to his chest. What a great strut
to fend Holyfield off and keep him at range.
What you want to do, Lewis, you are the taller man. Just don't get low. Make sure every punch that Evander Holyfield throws is up high. Catch him with your hand. Evander should go to the body. He can't protect that.
Double jabs for Lewis. Missed over the top of the right hand a moment ago. The English fans will ooh and ah whenever Lewis unleashes the big overhand right. And so far in the first round, Lewis has been in and out with the jab. Sometimes firing it aggressively, sometimes just laying it out there. Left hook lands for Holyfield.
But because Lewis is up high, it's not effective. You want to get caught on the end of those punches and not get flesh, so just keep your height. Evander Holyfield should get to that body and make him drop those hands.
And Holyfield trying to tackle Lewis in the middle of the ring, and Lennox smiles at him as if to say, what the heck was that all about?
You're not going to go on with me in the ring, okay? Let's keep it clean. Let him rest, ref. Us folks are going to have a clean fight.
The key for this fight is that he would dominate
Keep it clean now.
every minute of the fight from bell to bell. That didn't happen in the first round.
That goes by the wayside because Holyfield only threw 17 punches in round 1. Reminiscent of the difficulty he had getting off against 17 punches around. Won't win for Evander Holyfield. And he clinches against the rope as Lewis lands a right hand.
He has to fold up and let Lewis land those right hands.
Well, the suspicion is that it was Holyfield who wanted the smaller ring so that he could fight Lewis at closer quarters. But he hasn't been in there so far.
There he takes a couple of pounds. There's a good left hook by Evander Holyfield. You got to shake this young man up. You got to do something to make his nerves unravel.
Lewis, who seemed very composed when we met with him yesterday, has not looked nervous in the first 2 rounds here.
Step back.
Quiet here at floor level, where the Holyfield fans are wondering why their man doesn't get off. Raucous noise in the upper deck, where the Englishmen are enjoying Lewis's early dominance. Body shot by Lewis.
To try to thwart anything that Holyfield could get started, George.
Now, Lewis' back is starting to go to the ropes, and that's not where you want to be. Once his back starts touching the rope, Holyfield is going to get confident.
But once again,
He doesn't have it tonight, or he's been saving it for right now, and he comes out in a very aggressive pot.
you know what Holyfield said about round 3. Attacking to the body, his most aggressive combination so far. Over the top with the right hand. Did he get in gloves?
It's like a pillow.
Holyfield landed a left hook inside and lands a right hand, and Lewis is stunned. Evander attacking, trying to fulfill the prophecy. Lewis seemingly trying to collect himself as he stands in the corner and waits. Holyfield misses, lands the uppercut for the first time in the fight, and lands again as Holyfield tries to come inside. 1 minute to go in the prophecy.
Lewis had better pick his hands up, keep his hands up. That's about all he can do.
I think he's trying to set him up for something, George. I don't know what it is. The right hand right there.
Right cross landed flush for Holyfield. Lewis seemingly stunned again. Tries to come back with an uppercut. Now Lewis lands his right cross. And so much for the round 3 knockout.
Didn't bother Lewis. And Holyfield seems a little discouraged sitting in the corner.
Feint with the hook. Throw the right cross first. Holyfield keeps trying to
Do this all night. Just jab and use your reach. Throw your right hand only if you see it. Good advantage. What you want the shorter man to do is reach for everything.
Lewis lands the jab and fires the right cross. Let's see.
He just doesn't believe in his jab, though.
Left hook lands for Holyfield. Backs Lewis into the corner again. Right hand lands inside for Holyfield. Lewis partially blocked to left.
Nothing happens when Lewis stands straight up. It's when he starts to bend as the fight go on, that's when the problems may start. That's when Holyfield can land 4 and 5 shots.
Lewis again missing just over the top with the right hand. Holyfield again blocking with his gloves.
Oh boy. Chose the right gloves. One fighter is using one brand and another is using the other brand. One brand is for punching and the other brand is for blocking.
Holyfield blocking, Lewis punching. Lewis with a right hand and a left hook. Tough round to score.
Really is combustion than a sort of planned obsolescence so far.
His jab a little bit. Now that'll help him out. Make the big man stoop down. Make the big man bend his waist.
Holyfield stepping in the jab to the body, George, but reaching to do so. And you heard Emanuel Stewart say, come up with the uppercut. Lewis lands the right hand. Holyfield stunned against the rope. Hard right hand by Lewis. Holyfield on the defensive.
Wants to catch him reaching with his right hand and land one at the same time.
Is he hurt or is he playing possum? Is he hurt possum, George? He's hurt.
Yeah, he's had some body punching and they hurt.
And the uppercut landed flush. Long time left in the round. Finishing time for Lewis. Mercanti came over to get a good look at Evander.
Holyfield is having to reach and jump for everything he gets.
And this is another round in which Holyfield is going to have a low punch output unless he gets busy. He can't win a boxing match this way. Now he goes to the body.
Once Lewis starts to bend his waist, trouble starts. You got to stay up. And Evander Holyfield has done a good job of making him bend every now and then.
Blood along the bridge of the nose of Lewis as he busts Holyfield with a 4-punch combo. It was there. Holyfield reaching but not finding anything.
Right now, Evander Holyfield looks... You heard Evander Holyfield say, sorry, Emanuel Stewart say, right now this man looks slow, you wouldn't...
So far, he's following it almost to the tee, but Holyfield lands a big left hook as Lewis carelessly drops his right hand.
Getting a little arrogant. Not a good idea against this great warrior.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it. Uppercut for Lewis. Thunder on Holyfield's chin.
You follow a boxer and take his crown. You follow a puncher and you get knocked down.
When he was asked what would happen if he didn't win in 3 rounds, Holyfield said there's no plan B. And right now there doesn't appear to be one.
He's just naturally fighting, and I mean he's doing a good job of fighting now.
Lewis holding his left hand below his waist, George, inviting a right hand lead from Holyfield.
He's a little perplexed, so to speak. I don't know why he drops his hand.
Turner asked Holyfield to fire right hand leads, asked him to feint with the left hook and come back with the right cross. Evander hasn't done that. is no Mike Tyson that Evander can push around the ring. He gets pushed backwards when they come together.
You don't follow a punch around. You just don't do that.
Arrogance of Lewis as he walks around the ring with his hands below more jabs. Be less tentative.
Holyfield marked up. You think, George, that Lewis is getting the best advice now in which Emanuel Stewart.
They both go down in the corner. Arthur Mercanti is going to rule it a slip.
Clean punches and effective aggressiveness. You get missed shots like
Well, he saw that he was playing possum and he refused to throw it.
And he was not playing possum. He was actually hurt. But Lewis has seen a few tricks tonight, and so he's going to be conservative.
Maybe he says to himself, hey, I'm winning the boxing match with ease by gamble.
And that's nothing wrong with
Hand blocked.
That Evander Holyfield's got a left hook to the body that's really painful. Lewis evidently has one too.
Yeah, because Lewis just folded Holyfield over with a left hook to the body.
I mean it. Tonight Holyfield is going to have to fight, and it won't be anything but a fight.
Big right hand lands for Lewis. Throwing many punches. Uppercut, uppercut. Right hand. Holyfield stunned in the middle of the ring. Lewis misses. Goes to the body. If you want to finish,
Follow him, Holyfield. Don't follow him.
if you want to finish Lennox, go to the back again. Left hook partially blocked. Uppercut again. Now Lewis traps himself in the corner.
And he leans on the back of Holyfield. That really takes a lot out of you when a big man leans on your back like that.
Left hook inside for Holyfield after Lewis's uppercut was partially blocked.
Holyfield has abandoned everything now. He's just...
Big round for Lennox Lewis. In round 7, by CompuBox numbers, Holyfield was 8 of 21. Lennox Lewis 33 of 59, including 22
left and right.
Little combination for Lewis, not a lot of velocity behind the punches, and he stays active. Holyfield gets in a couple little whacks to the body, but generally speaking, punch combinations few and far between for Evander.
Evander's getting into a jabbing contest, and that's not what he wants right now. This guy has a good jab, and his trainers told him to use it. You need to stay close and just touch him every now and then. Just get a little closer and stay closer. You see, just, you don't have to hit him hard, just stay close. Make him unravel.
Put your head. Great, go, time. Evander. Right cross, left hook, both landed for Lewis. Holyfield walking in, but not punching.
Now that jab of Lewis has really been a good Sugar Ray Robinson left jab now. He just doesn't seem to believe in it enough.
Holyfield manages to force an uppercut through Lewis's guard and tries to attack, but Lewis bending him off, staying at range, using his jab, occasionally pounding Evander with the right hand, generally having his way. You could make a case, I know it isn't there on Letterman's card, but you could make a case that the Englishman has won every round so far.
You're pulling him into it. Watch.
Right hand stops Evander in his tracks again.
Come on. You're pulling him, he's heading to you. Let's go.
Evander Holyfield may be awarded using his jab so far to dominate the action against Holyfield. In round 8, Lewis threw 36 jabs and landed half of them counter.
There's a little bit of urgency now in Holyfield's step. You can sense that he knows he has to get going.
Evander Holyfield has been past 8 rounds 10 times in his career. Lewis only 4, and Lewis has never had a knockout past the 8th. That when Holyfield came inside, he would tie him up or push him away. And you see him doing exactly that here.
tonight, but I think Lewis is looking like the better one when you think about what's going in.
Well, when he uses the uppercut, George, he triples his effectiveness as an end fighter. Stewart got him to start using it after the 4th round, and it's made a difference.
Lewis is boxing now.
There is certainly not a lot of drama here. It's lived down to its worst possible scenario.
Lewis, all he has to do is keep his right hand up and just circle Holyfield to his right. Go to his right and with power to it.
Evander reaching with the right hand. Lewis ties him up again. Crowd in the expensive in CompuBox numbers. 21 out of 55 punches. But Lewis was 31 of 48, including 24 of 37 jabs. So he continues to pound the jab with accuracy.
Lewis does not need to get into the counter-punching game. You want to keep Holyfield waiting. You want to keep leading. Don't be a counter-puncher. Start to talk about it. Evander may have had too many wars. It hasn't seemed like it tonight.
You don't think Evander's had too many wars?
No, Evander's very strong. He's not winning the fight in a fantastic way, but let me tell you, his legs aren't shaking. He hasn't been knocked down clearly. All of the effects of an old fighter, they just have not happened to him tonight.
Well, that's good, but he's not winning the fight, George.
It's because of that left jab. If someone would just come in and take away that jab.
Yeah, well, it's like Larry says. It's Lewis's tactical skill that's winning the fight for him.
This boy was an Olympic heavyweight champion one time.
And he lands a big right hand as Holyfield comes inside. You see the natural counter-punching tendency of Lewis. When Holyfield comes toward him, he lands.
They both would prefer to be counter-punchers, but Lewis has done more leading with his jab tonight.
I think Lewis has even surprised himself how good he's boxed tonight. Left jab, stepping to the left, stepping to the right.
Never better. Never better. The question was, would Lennox Lewis show up for a big fight? And he did.
Good right hand by Evander Holyfield.
Big land. But Lewis seems unruffled by it.
All he does is stick his left hand out there and stops everything. Doesn't even have to be hard when Lewis just sticks it out there and stops. All of the action.
In this century has been closer to winning an undisputed heavyweight champion. But there is still one round to go against a great fighter who has not been great tonight.
3 minutes to go. Close the show.
Who wants it? Let's go. Who wants it? Let's go.
Unless our eyes have fooled us badly, Evander Holyfield needs a knockout desperately right now to hold on to his shares of the heavyweight championship of the world. Lewis fighting with the right hand over and over.
Lewis trying to close the show in style rather than sit on a lead.
And you heard the urgency of Emmanuel Stewart between rounds.
I believe that Holyfield has one more knockdown in his right there stuck in those arms. He's still got one.
We're rooting for the old guy, George, understandably.
He hasn't been close to knocking Lewis down, George.
He got one more punch, I'm telling you.
He's landed punches. He hasn't been close to knocking him down.
If only Lewis would just bend his waist.
Lewis lands the right hand again as Holyfield's lean thin.
You want him to bend his waist into a Holyfield punch? Is that what you want, George?
You trying to keep the title in the colonies, George? They're singing upstairs. They're cheering downstairs. The applause is building.
Let's keep it clean on this one. Keep it clean. Isn't that nice? The referee said the magic word. Keep it clean.
McCarthy Jr. doing a brilliant job. All the way through.
Holyfield now seems to be just waiting for the bell to ring. Come on, Holyfield, do something.
He hasn't got it, George. The old warrior has no rally left. Lewis just staring him down.
I don't think you should taunt the great guy, though.
Precious seconds tick away as Lewis again ties Holyfield up inside. It's been an easy boxing exhibition for the bigger man.
He's never had the endurance in the 12th round with the big guys. But let me tell you, he's had the heart.
This fight may be the biggest anti-climax dramatically since the impeachment, but if a Brit wins, it will be the biggest news in the British Isles for many a decade.
Not since Bob
115 to 115, even a draw.